Hey everyone, time for another update. And today's topic is, okay, how do I actually love myself? What does that look like? Because many of us have been told by our guides, just love yourself. That's the answer. You don't have enough self-love. And when people say that to me, it's like a huge concept that my brain just goes, shh, can't deal with that. I don't know how to do that. Yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, it makes sense, but how do I do it? So I was talking to Jonathan yesterday morning. We have our morning chat every morning over coffee, and actually I think that's the way we stayed together for 10 years through everything we've been through, is that we do communicate. Anyway, but back to the point. We were talking about, well, what does self-love look like? Because I was talking to him about something I was doing different, and he said, well, that is what self-love looks like. That's how you actually experience it, because self-love is an act. It's not just a feeling, it's an act. It's a feeling that we express through our actions. So before I explain to you the little story as an example of self-love, let me tell you what I was told by my guides is the definition of love. Love is 5 things. It is the ability to trust, the ability to allow, the ability to accept, to be kind, and to have faith. So what that means is the ability to trust is the ability to trust that whatever path a person takes is really in their highest good, even if we don't understand it, and that what is happening in the moment is perfect, even though we don't understand it. Allowing is to allow people to walk their path, even if that means that they walk out of our lives. And third, accepting is the ability to accept the path they take, even if it appears to be destructive to you, to allow it, to accept that this is where they need to go. And then kindness is the ability to be kind even when you feel and you're judging what's going on. And then faith is the faith in the ability for people to change. So now you turn that's about loving someone else. So just turn that inward. And I'll give you an example of just recently of what I've experienced as self-love and, learning to love myself. Because, when this happened, it's like, oh, the light went off. Okay. First, my example. I was getting ready to go on this trip. I'm leaving today, and I'm going to Costa Mesa to do the Countdown to 2012 workshop and whatever grid work there needs to be in that location, which now with the things I've heard from different people, it's going to be pretty significant. So anyway, my normal routine is to rush. I'm a doer. I always do. I'm always busy, and I will rush around until the very last minute, and then I'm all stressed out. And I've had chronic fatigue now for many years. I'm pretty much healed, but I still will have my flare-ups if I don't take care of myself, which is a form of self-love. So this time, after 12 years of dealing with chronic fatigue, I have actually done something different. And what I've done is I've decided to get everything done ahead of time, and that way the last day, which was yesterday, before I leave, I would go and play. I would relax, I'd have fun, and even the day before that, if I could get it done by the afternoon, I'd go in the evening and get my pedicure and my manicure and, just really, take good care of myself before I take this trip. So I was telling Jonathan about that, and he goes, well, that's self-love in action. You're actually making a change that enables you to take better care of yourself. I'm like, oh, okay, so that's what it looks like. So when people tell us to change, to love ourselves, if we're not loving ourselves and we need to love ourselves, it's about changing a behavior. So how was that loving, accepting, allowing, and kindness and faith? Well, it was, and trust. Well, first it was trusting that if I do it this way, I'll get everything done in time, instead of, scheduling till, like every day I got to have something done. I got to, prepare something for this trip. So that was trust that it would actually work to do it that way. Accepting or allowing myself the space to make this change and to do this, knowing that I'm going to have some problems, emotionally with doing it that way. Accepting that whatever is going to happen, however it turns out, is for the highest good. And then kindness is being kind to myself, which means not beating myself up if things don't turn out exactly as I had planned. Because see, I'm one of those people that once I get a plan, that's it. If that plan gets changed, I'm not real good at the shifting and the stuff without starting to beat myself up that I made a mistake, because I'm a recovering perfectionist. So, and the last one is faith. Faith in my ability to make this change and possibly make it permanent. Well, definitely make it permanent. Listen to that, possibly. Make it permanent so that I am actually loving myself better by taking better care of myself before I take trips. And it looks like I'm going to be doing a lot of trips, doing a lot of Countdown to 2012 workshops and emotional clearing workshops and conferences. It's like I'm back on the road. So I did it. I didn't get my pedicure and manicure, but because I had more stuff to do. I had some glitches that happened with the printer, so I didn't get all the printing done. So I ended up having to wait on the printer guy. And Thursday, I was going to go to a garden show, a home and garden show, but I had run low on energy, so I decided to take better care of myself, not to do the garden show. Instead, just go to lunch with a friend and then come home and rest, which is what I did. So we're going to see how this turns out and see if this really makes a huge change with my inner child and moving forward in life. Because one of her big issues is that, see, I don't take care of myself, so she tends to block my ability to travel because she knows that's like so much stress because I do not take care of myself when I travel. So we'll see if things change. And I hope this will help you in your ability to take care of yourself and learn to actually love yourself. It is about changing a behavior. That's how it happens. Take care. See you next week.